I work reception at a hotel in Amsterdam. An American checked in and immediately asked where he could exchange his dollars. I pointed to the currency exchange across the canal. He stared at me. "You're in Europe. You take dollars," I explained. "We used euros." He pulled out his phone, showed me a screenshot of a Reddit post from 2019 saying, "Some European shops accept dollars. See, it's legal tender here." I told him that post was about a few tourist traps, not hotels. He demanded to speak with my manager. My manager came out, repeated everything in Dutch accented English. The guest nodded along, then asked, "So, where do I exchange my dollars?" He left a review saying, "We're fused American currency for political reasons, by the way." If you can already tell, I don't just tell stories, I decode patterns most people miss. You might as well subscribe now. This is the standard I hold every video to. An American woman at a cafe in Prague tried paying her bill with a €50 note. The waiter explained they used Czech koruna. She insisted euros worked everywhere in Europe. "It's like the European dollar," told her Czech Republic wasn't in the Eurozone. She said, "You're in Europe, aren't you?" He brought the manager. She said the EU forced countries to use euros and we were breaking international law. She took a photo of the menu as evidence. Last month, a guest asked our Copenhagen coffee shop if we accepted Venmo. When I said no, he asked about Zelle, then PayPal, then Cash App, I explained. "We took cards or Danish kroner," he said. "So you're cash-only? That's so backwards." I pointed to the card reader. He tried lecturing me about how America invented digital payments. "I'm 23. I haven't touched cash in 5 years. The confidence is truly something else." And if you're the kind of person who catches the deeper cultural thread running through all these moments, this channel is built for you. Subscribers get these breakdowns the moment they drop. A tourist walked into my bookstore in Tokyo and asked where our English section was. I pointed to the second floor. He looked annoyed. "No, I mean English books." "Like in English." Explained that's what I meant to wear English language section upstairs. He sighed dramatically. "I'm asking for American books. You know, the ones normal people can read?" I told him we had American authors upstairs. "British too." He walked away muttering about how nobody understood him. 20 minutes later, he came back down. "Your English section is in Japanese." I went upstairs with him. He was holding a Japanese novel. I showed him the actual English section, 3 shelves over. He insisted I'd moved it to make him look stupid. I manage a pharmacy in Stockholm. An American asked for Tylenol. I handed him paracetamol, explaining it's the same drug, just the European name. He examined the box suspiciously. "This looks like generic." I told him it was the standard version everyone bought. He said he needed the real Tylenol, the American brand, because he had sensitivities. I explained the active ingredient was identical. He asked if I went to pharmacy school. I said yes, in Sweden. He asked if Swedish pharmacy school was accredited. I just stared at him. He bought it, then came back an hour later saying it didn't work as well. Must be a weaker formula for European bodies. I work at a museum in Berlin. An American family walked up to the ticket counter and asked what the entrance fee was. I said 12 euros. The father frowned. "That's for foreigners, right? What's the local price?" I explained everyone paid the same price. He insisted every museum had resident discounts. I told him this wasn't America, we don't charge tourists more. He said, "Exactly." "So what's the German rate?" His wife showed me a TripAdvisor post about some museum in Italy having EU resident pricing. I explained that was for EU citizens, not Germans, and we didn't have that policy anyway. He demanded to see the pricing chart. I showed him the sign behind me. Same price. Every language. He paid, then asked if they validated parking. "Sir, we're in central Berlin." Nobody drove here. I work front desk at a hotel in Buenos Aires. An American asked what time breakfast started. I said 7. He asked 7 a.m. or 7 p.m.? I confirmed morning. He nodded, then asked, "But what time is that in American?" I said it depended which American time zone he meant. He clarified, "Normal time. East Coast time." I told him we were 1 hour ahead of New York currently. He pulled out his phone, looked confused, then asked if Argentina did daylight savings. I said we did, but opposite from the US since we're below the equator. He stared at me. So you're ahead, but also behind? I tried explaining seasons work backwards here. He cut me off. Just tell me if I set my alarm for 7. Will I make breakfast? Yes, in American time. Dave up. Yes. In American time, showed up at 7 p.m. the next evening, furious that breakfast was over, saying I'd lied about the schedule. I'm a server at a restaurant in Bangkok. An American ordered pad thai, then sent it back immediately. This isn't pad thai. I've had pad thai in Ohio. I asked what was wrong with it. He said it didn't have the orange sauce. I explained pad thai doesn't have orange sauce. That's probably some fusion place, mixing it with General Tso's chicken. He insisted authentic pad thai was bright orange. I brought out the chef, who's been making pad thai for 30 years. The chef explained the traditional recipe. The American interrupted. Maybe that's how you make it, but I'm talking about real pad thai. The chef walked away. The guest demanded we remake it correctly. I asked how. He described sesame chicken over noodles with orange glaze. I told him that wasn't pad thai at all. He pulled up Google Images. Every photo showed brown noodles, like ours. He squinted at his phone. Google must be showing me the Thai version. He left a review warning tourists that we didn't know how to make our own food. One run a small hotel in Reykjavik. An American asked about the Northern Lights. I said they might be visible later that week if conditions were right. He asked what time they came on. I explained it's a natural phenomenon, we can't predict exactly when. He looked skeptical. But you must have a schedule. For the tourists. I told him the lights appear when solar activity hits our magnetic field. He interrupted. Right, but what time does that usually happen? I said it varied. Sometimes 9 p.m., sometimes 3 a.m., sometimes not at all. He asked to speak to whoever managed the lights. I thought he was joking. He wasn't. Wanted to know who to complain to if they didn't show up, since he'd paid good money to see them. I explained nobody controlled the Aurora Borealis. He asked if we'd refund his hotel room if the lights were broken. I said they weren't broken. They were just unpredictable. He spent 20 minutes arguing that any tourist attraction should have set hours. He checked out 2 days early, leaving a review that we had poor management of natural resources. I work at a train station in Brussels. An American asked which track the London train departed from. I checked the board track 7, leaving in 40 minutes. He thanked me, then asked how much the ticket cost in dollars. I said I could only tell him euros, but he could check the exchange rate on his phone. He said, just give me the American price. You must have it somewhere. I explained Belgian railways didn't publish prices in dollars. He said that didn't make sense since everyone knows what dollars are worth. I pulled up the ticket website. Showed him. Euros only. He asked if I was refusing to help him because he was American. I told him I'd literally just helped him find his platform. He walked over to the ticket machine, tried paying in dollars, then came back insisting the machine was broken. I walked him through selecting English, entering his destination, and paying with his credit card. The card reader showed the euro amount. He asked, but how much is this costing me in real money? I told him his bank would convert it. He demanded to know the conversion rate. I pulled it up on my phone. He studied the numbers and accused me of adding a European handling fee because the rate wasn't exactly what he'd seen on Google that morning. I explained exchange rates fluctuate. He said, not that much. Not in 3 hours. I showed him 3 different websites. All showed slightly different rates. He insisted one of us was scamming him. Finally, his credit card went through. He grabbed his ticket, then asked if the train to London went through the tunnel or over water. I said through the Channel Tunnel. He looked relieved. Good. I didn't bring my passport. I asked how he got to Belgium without a passport. He said he flew, but he'd left it at the hotel since he was just going to England. I explained he needed his passport for UK entry. He said England was in Europe, so his Belgian visa covered it. I told him he didn't have a Belgian visa. Americans got 90 days automatically in the Schengen zone. But the UK wasn't in Schengen or the EU anymore. He pulled out his phone, read something, then informed me I was wrong because his travel blog said UK was part of Europe. Geographically, yes. Politically, it's complicated. He missed his train arguing with border police. If you're getting clarity or just catharsis from these stories, imagine having this lens on every culture clash and travel fiasco you'll ever see. That's what subscribing gives you. Clarity on tap. Working tourism, you learn people don't just travel with confidence. They travel with the unshakable belief that their confusion is everyone else's problem. That if something works differently, it must be wrong. That back home isn't just a place but a universal standard the rest of the world somehow failed to implement correctly. And honestly, I respect the confidence. I don't understand it. I don't agree with it. But I respect the absolute certainty it takes to tell a Thai chef he's making Thai food wrong. Or to argue with a Swedish pharmacist about Swedish medicine. Or to inform a Belgian that Belgian trains should accept American dollars. That's not tourism. That's performance art.